There are two methods to convert within the metric system. One method is to use unit fraction. The second method has to do with the relationship within the metric system using an acronym that I'll teach you in a little bit. Let's go ahead and start with just the unit fraction method, which is the method that we use in the American system, and it's the one that you're probably most familiar with. We'll start off by writing down what we have, which is 6,400 millimeters. Now we're going to pull in our unit of measurement chart and see if we can find units that go from millimeters to meters. And here are millimeters, and we have a millimeter and centimeter equivalent and centimeter and meter. So it looks like we can get there. It's just going to take a couple of unit fractions to do that, but this is the information right here we're going to use. So we'll start off using the fact that 10 millimeters is equal to 1 centimeter. We can create a couple of different unit fractions with that fact. 1 centimeter over 10 millimeters, or 10 millimeters over 1 centimeter. And because these are equal, and anything over itself is equal to 1, then both of these are equal to 1. The question is, which one of these are we going to use? Because we currently have millimeters on the top and we want them to cancel, we're going to use this unit fraction here because millimeters are on the bottom, and that will make our millimeters cancel. We'll be left with centimeters. So we'll take this and multiply by 1 centimeter over 10 millimeters, and then our millimeters will cancel. We'll be left with centimeters, which is not quite what we want. We want meters, so we're going to do this again. Now we want to get from centimeters to meters, and so we're going to use this fact right here that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters to make a unit fraction. 1 meter over 100 centimeters, and 100 centimeters over 1 meter. Both of those are equal to 1, but because we want centimeters to cancel and centimeters are on the top here, we're going to go ahead and use this unit fraction here with 1 meter on the top and 100 centimeters on the bottom. Our centimeters will cancel, and I'm left with meters, which is what I wanted. So now I just multiply straight across. I have 6,400 times 1 times 1, which is 6,400, over 1 times 10 times 100, which is 1,000. We'll go ahead and do that division, and we end up with 6.4, and our units are meters. And that's using method 1, which is unit fractions. Method 2 uses the relationship within the metric system using an acronym. You remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Well, here's a different one, and it's for conversion within the metric system. It's a little silly, but hopefully that'll help you remember it. Here it is. Killing hippos doesn't make dumb cannibals macho. Here's how it works. Each letter stands for a unit of measurement in the metric system. Killing hippos doesn't make dumb cannibals macho. The K stands for kilo. Kilometer, kilogram, kiloliter. So this is the prefix for the larger unit in the metric system. The H stands for hecta, hectoliter, hectogram, hectometer. The D stands for deca, decameter, decagram, decaliter. The M is your base unit, meters. But it could also be liters, it could also be grams. It depends on your conversion. This one is a metric meter conversion, and so we're going to leave it as M. The second D stands for deci, so decimeter. The C stands for centa, so centimeter, centigram. And the second M stands for milli. Milliliter, milligram, millimeter. So how does this help us with conversions? Let's start with what we have, which is 6,400 millimeters. So that means we're here. This is where we're at. This is where we want to be, because we're asked to convert from millimeters to meters. So we want to be from this M over here. So how do we get there? Well, to get from this M to this M, I would hop to C, and then to D, and then to M. So I would go 1, 2, 3 hops to the left. In the metric system, you can do this exact movement with your decimal to get from this spot to this spot. So I'm going to take my decimal, which is here. Your decimal is always on the end if it's a whole number. And because I need to move 1, 2, 3 hops to the left to get from millimeters to meters, and in millimeters, I'm going to hop 1, 2, 3 hops to the left to get from millimeters to meters. And so 6.4 meters is my answer. And I'm done.